I was talking to a client, a brand new client. She just started working with me yesterday, and we had her onboarding call right before Thanksgiving and Black Friday. And we talked about a lot of things, Black Friday being one of them, but she came to me and like many of you, probably experienced a slow or low Black Friday. If that is you, drop a yes in the chat. Let me know if I'm talking to the right people. If you had a slow or low, or Black Friday just didn't turn out the way that you had intended, let me know in the chat. If you launched and you did all the things and you XYZ, and then Black Friday just did not turn out the way you had planned, let me know. And I wanted to chat through why that actually could be happening, because she had asked me, she was like, take a look at what I'm doing. And my clients, so what we do for my clients, just if you're unaware, is we provide a feedback section. And this is where any day of the week, anytime, you can ask for feedback on whatever you're doing in your business. So this is a thread that we answer. We have a 24-hour response time. And so if you ever need help with something, you have someone to ask, whether that's on messaging, technology, or marketing and sales strategy. So that's where this question popped up as we were entering into this week. She was like, can you take a look at what happened, what your thoughts were? Because again, I can be in your back pocket as your marketing and sales coach, but I can't be in there in your room, typing at your computer. And so giving audits, giving feedback is something I do. My team does every day, and I do it for my clients on Thursdays inside our community. So this was one of those things. So she basically was like, why didn't this work? Why didn't it convert? And we took a look at all of the things that she was doing. And ultimately, it was three things. So I want you to think about this. So one of these three things was happening, if not all of them. And these are, one of the biggest things that I see people skipping, because generally, if I were to tell you, or ask you, what is going on with your social media and your sales? What do you need? What do you want? What do you wish could be different? If I could wave a magic wand, you would probably say, I need more sales. I want more sales. Everyone generally is thinking about sales. And what most people aren't realizing is that you have to have an audience to make sales to pitch to show up to get in front of on social media and your email list. Even if you're going door to door, you have to have an audience who's opening that door and actually listening to you. So all that to say, most people forget these three things are so important. And so when I was looking at her content, from what I could see, of course, most of it had expired if it was stories and stuff. But basically what I saw looking over her content when I was auditing it was it fell into these three mistakes that I see people making all of the time, not just on Black Friday, but they're good indicators. And so if you're wanting to still generate sales this month or going into the new year, because P.S., the second biggest shopping day of the year after first is Black Friday, the second is the day after Christmas. So people put so much stock in Black Friday, but the day after Christmas is the second biggest shopping day of the year. So take that with, do with it what you will. But so let me stop and just talk. So one of three things is probably happening. So one, your offer is confusing. So it's a lot of information. It's all the bells and whistles. You're saying why you need this and what you get and how to do it and what next steps to take. And it's over and over and over again. And people just get overwhelmed with the amount of information. And we think as creators, as business owners, well, they need to have all the details to make their decisions. That's not reality. They actually don't. Less, more clearly written details is actually what they need. They need outcomes. They need transformation. They need to hear why it matters that they buy this thing or take part in this thing now versus next year. What's it ultimately going to do for them? If they start a workout plan now versus 3 months from now, what will their life look like 3 months from now because they started today? You need to be speaking to those types of things, the benefits of it, versus you're going to get this, 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 and this, and you're going to get all these things, and you're going to get it in a short period of time, and then you'll have results, and you might not, but there was no real like promises made. It was just a ton of information. So one, offer overload. So there is like too many details. It's confusing. There's not a clear path. And it likely came out of nowhere. So that leads me to my second thing. So the second issue, or the second area that I see a lot of people struggling with, is that they only show up when they're trying to sell. So one of the things that she shared with me was, and I just did everything. I showed up more than I ever have before. I was posting, I had all these great ideas, and I was like on it. I was so consistent from like Monday to Saturday or Monday to Monday, whatever the days were. And I was like, literally exactly what you just said. This was the first time you showed up and sold this offer for the first time anyone ever heard about it. And you went like balls to the wall. You were like ready to go. I was like, that's exactly why this didn't work well. Because it came out of nowhere. People were not expecting it. And you had not been consistent communicating your value, what you do, how to work with you, all the things leading up to Black Friday. It was like you were radio silent, and then you went like, again, balls to the wall just for Black Friday. That is not marketing. That is just like, that's like a cash grab. And generally those don't perform well. So literally her just saying that, I was like, that's it. Ding, ding, ding. Like that is the answer. If you were only showing up to sell, people see that coming from a mile away. You need to be priming and prepping your audience like long before you actually even launch something. And it's annoying, yes, but it lays a foundation of information. And it is clear when you offer something why you're doing it. It's a no-brainer, as people would say in marketing, like make it a no-brainer offer. Well, it needs to be no-brainer. It needs to be like, oh, that's common sense. That makes sense because I've seen it before. If Black Friday was the only time, which I saw it on my feed, I was like, I haven't seen these people in months, that you were like posting 3 times a day and in your stories and sending out emails, that is exactly why it did not work. So those two things are the first two things. So offer overload, and that you just like kind of ghosted your audience until you wanted to sell. You're only showing up when you're selling. And I do have a lot of people that will come to me and they will be like, I only know how to make content when I'm selling something. I don't know how to make content when I'm not in a launch or not in a period of sales. What do I do? There's like an entire strategy that you can build that supports, that is actually leading people to your sales. But people forget that. And it's actually 2 different stages of your content strategy. There's a content strategy, and then within your content strategy is a sales strategy. So it's a layered approach that most people just keep totally separate and do one or the other and never really both. And that is where most people fail in regards to selling on social media. So those are the 2 biggest ones. The last one is the most important. So without this, nothing else matters. You could have clear offers. You could be showing up all the time. You could be, promoting and creating content. And maybe you're like, well, I didn't do those 2 other things and some things still don't work. This third thing is exactly why. So it is your leads, the number of people who you have access to. And leads are not your followers, but followers do play into this. So if your offers on Black Friday, if your Black Friday deals, whatever they were, I hate deals, but if your Black Friday things like bombed, chances are you were not in front of the right people, or you were not in front of enough people. So those 2 things can dramatically hurt your sales. If you're in front of 900 people, and if you want, put your follower count down below. But if you're in front of 900 people or 9,000 people, are they quality? Are they high quality? Have they been proven to purchase in the past? Are they your ideal avatar for this product, service, or offer that you're offering? Have they like purchased in the past because past performance predicts future performance. And if all of this is like new to you, make sure to drop me a follow because I talk about lead gen all the time. But your ability to sell is directly related to the amount of people you are selling to. Because 5 people is still 5 people. 900 people is still 900 people. 9,000 people is still 9,000 people. You need to build a bigger audience because a majority of those people will not be your ideal clients. So 1.4 thousand, so 1,400 dropped in the chat here. Those people are likely some of our friends from college, friends and family members, colleagues, people that just like your content. Like they're not really super engaged. They're not looking for that as an outcome. And they are like, so now your pool is getting smaller and smaller. So like you cast a wide net with your content, right? I don't know if any of you fish, but it's called fishing, not catching, right? Like you fish. So you cast a wide net, you post content, you attract people in front of you, and you hope some of those people are people who care about the industry you serve, the products that you actually sell. And if your audience is limited and your offer isn't clear, you're only selling or only posting when you need to sell, your audience like just is not there. It's non-existent. Your leads aren't high quality, so they're not going to make that next step and purchase. They're confused. They probably want to support you, but not in, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And that quality of lead is so crucial. I have managed millions of leads at any given time, 500,000 leads, 500,000 leads, converting on a monthly basis, generating 20,000 plus leads per month. So I know a lot about leads. For the last 15 years, that has been my life. And I just hold my leads so sacred to me. I communicate to them as they're my friends. Like I truly am invested in them before they're even clients, because that is what it takes, is quality people make quality clients and customers who stay with you a long time. Mine has bought before. My mom got sick over Black Friday and was going to launch. Energy wasn't, that's a very important part, like the energy around Black Friday. Last year, I will say, I didn't do anything on Black Friday because I'd spent 15 years of Black Fridays and I was just not in it. I was going to enjoy the turkey sandwich with my son and enjoy my family. So I totally feel you on that. Black Friday is not a make it or break it for me. It's not a do or die because I have a sales system that runs all year. So I love that you're launching a new kind of program for 2026. That is so fun, so exciting. And having low leads, having low quality leads, right? So you might be thinking well, I have leads, I have followers, I have people in my DMs. Those are not leads. Those are they're on the verge of becoming a buyer. And when you look at the quality of people you are actually selling to, what have they done? So leads will come to you in 3 different ways. They will pay you in 3 different ways. The first part is with time and attention. They will follow you. They will like your content. They will engage with your content, but they are still a follower. They haven't done anything to tell you, yes, I'm interested. The second way they invest in you is with information. So they give you their name, their email, their phone number, some sort of transaction of data, of information. And the third is finally with a monetary transaction. But without the first 2, the third thing cannot happen. And this is something I've been preaching for years. I mean, my life was consumed with helping other people generate hundreds of thousands of leads. That was my entire job. I was the vice president of sales and marketing. Leads are everything. Leads show the health of your business. And without it, your Black Friday sales will bomb. Your daily sales will be non-existent. And if you're focused on followers only, that will only get you so far. I started my business. I had a previous account. So my social media was built to 300,000 on Instagram, 100,000 on TikTok, simply from fitness and nutrition. I made a sharp right turn when I started my business and started talking about business. So now I was in front of people who cared about an entirely different life that I had lived. They cared about fitness. They cared about protein. I had not planted the seeds for this new business. So I had an uphill battle, even with 300,000 followers, because the leads were not there. The leads that were fit for my program or service did not exist. So just having a quantity of people in front of you does not solve your problem. I have a great group of clients that have been with me for 5 years. That's amazing. I really need to get new ones. I feel like I have all my eggs in one basket. Yeah. Leads, content growth. That's going to be huge. Focusing on that growth. You're in a season of growth. That's what needs to happen. Launching for my nervous system. Yes, I love that. I am very big into nervous system work for sure. I was in direct sales for clean beauty before, and so many of those leads are still in there. And you might be able to pull out some of those leads and you utilize them in your new business. It just all depends. And you just need to make sure you're focused on those things. So again, if your Black Friday sales bombed, it's a great learning tool, right? Like it's an opportunity to gather some data. What happened? What can we do better? What can we do differently? Audit some of that action that you took. Your offer, was it clear, simple, and super easy to understand for someone to take the next step? Always think about what the next step is. With a social post, with a product, there needs to be a next step. The second thing is truly selling and showing up when you don't have to sell. Showing up and talking about what you do when you're not in a launch or selling something. That's going to lay that foundation. And third is making sure you are consistently planting seeds for future growth. Plant the seeds now, generate the leads for future growth, meaning sales. You do not plant a seed today and expect the flower to bloom tomorrow. You plant the seed today, you water it, you nurture it, you feed it sunshine and water and nutrients. And the goal is that it grows into a beautiful plant season after season. Trees do not come up overnight. Redwoods are not built because we stared at them and waited for them to grow. They grew over time. And so that is why lead gen is so incredibly important. I'm launching 6-figure leads, which is my very new 5-day challenge. It's essentially a daily masterclass for you to jump into next week. If you're curious about joining, I want you to comment challenge below. I'll send you the link. It is 5 days of coaching with me. We're going to dig into your leads. We're going to talk about how to create better, new, more engaged leads, how to generate those from social media, and how to convert them faster. Because this time right now, December is your time for growth. It might not be your time for sales. You might be like, sales are slowing down. I'm not selling anything right. That's fine. You deserve time with your family. You can prime your business for growth in the new year. What you do today, the seeds you plant in December, will grow and flourish January, February, and March. Everything today is dictated on what will happen in 90 days from now. So I hope that you join me next week. 6-figure leads is brand new. This is the first time it has ever been run. So comment challenge below and I'll get you access.